news coming in with regards to National Herald. The Shivraj Singh government in MP has constituted a committee to investigate land allotment to National Herald in Bhopal MP Nagar area. So, as we can see, there's going to be a nationwide dharna by the Congress, but also now a nationwide crackdown on National Herald. They are alleging that this was actually land that was given to freedom fighters and that it was co-opted by the Congress and then furthermore used for commercial purposes. And that is the allegation against Congress right now. This land was also used for the offices of National Herald. And also there was non-payment to employees and all these other charges against Congress in MP. Now we're joined by my colleague Manoj Sharma. Now we're joined by my colleague Manoj Sharma with more on this. Very good morning to you, Manoj. हमें और क्या जानकारी मिल रही है इस प्रोब के बारे में? बहुत सारे इंजाम लगाए गए हैं कांग्रेस के ऊपर कि ये शायद ये एरिया कमर्शियल पर्पसेस के लिए यूज़ किया गया, और क्या आप बता सकते हैं ये पेपर ट्रेल जो है इस एरिया का वो क्या है? क्या ये लैंड लीगली ऑब्टेन किया गया है कांग्रेस ने?
You know, this is the area of press complex where, you know, so many newspapers and media establishments, they have been allotted land by the then Arjun Singh government way back in 1981. So this is one of that land, approximately half an acre land, which was allotted by Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister Arjun Singh. So here the question is, now the Madhya Pradesh government has constituted a committee that will look into how this land was allotted. One thing, what were the provision of the lease, whether those provisions of the lease were violated by any of the parties, who are the people responsible who sold this land, which was allotted for press purpose, and finally it was sold to some private individuals, and now it is being used as commercially. So these are the different points under which probe has been ordered and committee has been set up by the state government.
And has the land already been sealed, Manoj?
It is not sealed because there are so many commercial establishments are running on this land, and the government has ordered inquiry, because first they have to go through the inquiry. Earlier, some 10 years back, Bhopal Development Authority, BDA, they have cancelled the lease, but these people, they approached the court and they have got some stay from the court, and in fact the matter is still pending in the district court. So the government has to look into first what is the status of this issue in the court, first thing, and secondly they will look into these provisions, whether there was violation, who were the people responsible, who sold this land, whether it was legal to sell this land. These are the questions which has to be answered, and for that purpose only the state government has set up a committee.
Thank you very much, Manoj. We'll leave it at that and go back to take a look at what's taking place at that nationwide dharna, or rather the preparations for the nationwide dharna. Now I'm joined by my colleagues. Arun Dhanta, I believe, is at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, the residence of the Prime Minister, and the Congress has said they want to gear out the Prime Minister's residence. Arun, what are the kind of security arrangements being made there, considering the Congress has announced their intentions? I'm sure there are going to be barricades there, and they're going to be stopped a long way before they get there.
Well, that's right. And right now I am outside the Prime Minister's house at LKM Marg, which is the 7 LKM. And in fact, while we were reaching here, we had seen, massive security placement by the Delhi police. So in all likelihood, they will not be allowing any protesters to reach here, the residence of Prime Minister. Congress Party has planned to gherav the House of Prime Minister, but it is not going to be possible for them. We are told that the CWC members and the senior leaders of the Congress Party, along with their cadres, will try to घेर out the Prime Minister's house. In fact, nationwide protest has been called by the Congress party. In various states, Raj Bhavan will be घेर out by the their state chiefs and other senior leaders there. But the fact here is that many political analysts have been criticizing Congress party the way they have been taking up the issues. There are various issues on which they are protesting, but they have not been able to take those issues to their logical conclusions. We had seen protest on one issue, then they go to another issue, then another issue. So they have not been able to stick to one issue to take that issue forward and protest in a manner which in fact garner a huge support for them. In fact, even in the past we had seen Congress party had tried to go to the President House to give her the memorandum about their demands. At that point in time, they were not allowed by the Delhi police. Even today, Delhi police has made it very clear that Section 144 of CRPC has been put in place, and therefore they have requested the Congress party not to
Arun,
protest.
request you to stay with us. We know that Section 144 has been placed in Delhi because there are massive protests planned there. But let's remember, this is a nationwide protest, and we're joined by my colleagues from across the country. We're joined by my colleague Preeti Priyadarshini who's live with us from Guwahati. Good morning to you, Preeti. Tell us about your location and the kind of protest that is planned in Guwahati and the state of Assam for today.
Currently, we are in front of Raj Bhavan, and you can see how the security forces have been deployed already. The barricades have been made so that the protesters cannot make any untoward situation here while protesting. And the protest is at 10 a.m. However, the security forces have been deployed from 7:30 a.m. in the morning itself so that they can make enough security arrangements, because last time while there was some Congress protest, we could see some violence that turned between the police and the protesters. So this time they are making sure that no such incidents happen. And yes, they are having a program of to घेर out the Raj Bhavan in order to protest against the price hike in the state. And this is a nationwide protest. However, here the Assam Pradesh Congress Committee has planned to घेर out the Raj Bhavan at around 10 a.m. today in the morning. Shilpa.
Thank you very much, Preeti, for that early update. And also, let's go across to my colleague Anshul, who's reporting live from Delhi. Anshul, I'm seeing those images from the AICC headquarters play out on our screens. The protest has already started there. But tell us about where you are. What are the arrangements made? And what else is the Congress party planned for the protest today? There'll be sloganeering, but they also plan to be detained in large numbers.
So yes, Shilpa, for the past 2 months almost, we have been seeing the kind of protests that the Congress has been carrying out, be it on the days when Rahul Gandhi was investigated or Sonia Gandhi was investigated. But this time around, the kind of police presence that I can see over here is definitely a lot more than what happened during the when Sonia Gandhi was investigated or Rahul Gandhi was investigated. I'll just try and show you in the visuals over here the number of barricades that have been put out over here is definitely a lot more than what we saw during the Sonia Gandhi protest. So yes, a very hectic day. Today is going to be a really very hectic day in the national capital for the Delhi police, just to make sure that no untoward situation arises over here. But this time around, Shilpa, let me tell you that the Congress party is also absolutely ready, because remember, last time around, many of the Congress workers were not allowed to enter the AICC headquarters. Keeping that in mind, a lot of Congress workers from across the country have already gathered inside the AICC headquarters from last night itself, and that is the reason why we are seeing sloganeering starting already from inside the AICC. However, the Delhi police is making sure that no one else is allowed to enter here at any point in time. As you could see in the visuals over here, the number of police personnel, the number of rapid action force who have been deployed over here is definitely way more than what we saw during the Rahul Gandhi protest. This morning itself, when I reached here, there were a group of Indian Youth Congress workers who had come here to protest, and they were urgently chased away by the police officials who are present over here. So yes, the police is making sure that since this is a very high security area, no untoward situations should arise over here at any point in time, and that is the reason why the number of security personnel who have been deployed